Laura here for My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun project to share with you featuring some of the new June release products by My Favorite Things. Is it safe to say that this card has the wow factor, or should we say wow, wow, wow factor? So this card's going to be featuring this gorgeous geometric stars stencil right here. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do when I'm working with stencils. Normally when I'm working with a stencil, you know, you lay it over top of your card front or your panel and you leave it. But this time I'm going to move the stencil around. So I'm starting in the bottom right corner and I'm inking it up with Candied Apple Distress Ink. Went a little heavier and then faded it out. As you can see, I'm cleaning off my stencil. Now I'm laying down the stencil on the bottom left corner and I'm going in with Spice Marmalade. So I didn't line up the stencil with the existing pattern. I'm just creating a whole new pattern. So it's going to overlap. It's going to be like pattern on pattern. And the colors are going to overlap as well. I also started going in with a little carved pumpkin because it's a little bit more intense of an orange. I cleaned off the stencil again and I moved it. This time I'm inking up with Squeezed Lemonade. And then as well, to bump up the vibrancy of that orange, I'm putting on a little bit of mustard seed. So I wasn't sure if this was going to work, moving the stencil around and doing this overlapping pattern on pattern. It can get a little bit busy. And I wasn't sure if this was going to be a big old flop or if it was going to be a fantastic masterpiece. You know what I mean? You never know. It's an emotional roller coaster, isn't it, with cards? It's like either you love it or you hate it. And sometimes you're right in the middle where it's just like meh. You know what I mean? So this time I did Twisted Citron and then a little crushed olive. As much as I try not to always do rainbow, I hope it doesn't get annoying. But it's just kind of like what I do. You know what I mean? You do you. And it's what makes me happy. It just seems when I do a project with colors like this, I feel good about it. What can I say? So my last and final color, one of my favorites, Blueprint Sketch. Before that, I did a Little Mermaid Lagoon. And I love when Blueprint Sketch overlaps with the Candied Apple. You almost get a little bit of that beautiful violet purple color in there. And I didn't even bring in any purple ink. I thought, I'm going to stop right there. This has a very celebratory feel, almost like fireworks. So now, moving on to the sentiment. I have some white glittered cardstock and this wow die. And I'm going to die cut this wow 3 times into the glittered cardstock. Why have one wow when you can have 3? It's like wow, wow, wow. And it'll be a great card for a graduation or any type of celebration. So is everybody having a good summer? Here in Illinois, she's getting hot. We're into the 90s. We're in that phase when you're in the bathroom trying to get ready because ours is a 2-story house up and my bedroom's up top there where it's just cooking. And when you're trying to get ready, you're putting the fan on so you don't sweat while you're trying to put your makeup on. It's just lovely. Now I want to show you my little trick when I'm putting foam tape on the back. I cut little slivers and I put them on. It's not very scientific, but I thought I would just show it because I do like to pop things up and I do go through a lot of foam tape and little slivers of it every time I make a card. It's just what I do. Now foam tape on the back of that stenciled background, I'm popping it up onto a white card base. I just like having that white frame around the edge. It just makes me feel like neat and tidy. So now I'm lining up the W's and then I take that, what do you call it? The negative part or the positive part? Whichever it is. But I use that to line up my letters so they're all evenly spaced and they're straight. And it's wow. What can I say? Popping these letters up, and then after that, I'm going to emboss a coordinating sentiment that goes with the wow, and it's called You Wow Me. So I love these clean and simple and basic sentiment sets that My Favorite Things has. They've got the yay, the wow, the happy, for every occasion, and they're just straight up classic fonts. Something that it's really never going to go out of style. And so this one says, you are amazing, I believe. Yes, you are amazing. But there's lots of sentiments in there that could go great with the wow. And I almost did a few, like actually 3. One for every wow. I almost did a black sentiment strip, but I just stopped at 1. You don't want to go overboard. You know, I almost went overboard with the background. Now I put on some foam tape on the back of the sentiment strip, and I'm cutting it on an angle. Gonna pop that up right there. And then to finish it off, a few sparkling clear sequins. Now here's something I do a lot. I take a large sequin because I like to tuck a sequin under a sentiment strip. I always love to tuck a sequin, but sometimes you can't because the foam tape's in the way. So you cut your sequin in half and you glue it there. No one ever know the difference. It's a trick of the trade. And this card's finished. Wow, wow, wow. You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.